So you're looking to take your security up to the next level. Well, in this one, I'm going to show you how you can do that with your home lab. Let's get into it. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Ryan. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to take our Raspberry Pi and we're going to install both Linkwarden and Vaultwarden. If you're not familiar, Linkwarden is sort of a bookmark manager. You can take any website that you visited, you can paste the URL into the tool, and it'll allow you to go back and find it later if you need to follow up. So basically, a bookmark manager. And then Vaultwarden is essentially a password manager for you. It's a free one. I think it's a spinoff of Bitwarden, and we can use Bitwarden tools to connect to our Vaultwarden. Now we're going to do both of these in Docker, so make sure you have that installed. If you don't, head back to the other video I have on how to do that, and then get caught up and come on back. Before we go, anything you need is going to be in the description below. We'll be using Docker Compose files. You don't have to remember anything we have on the screen here. I'm going to have it all for you down in the description below. All right, without further ado, let's get rolling. All right, we're here at our terminal, and the first thing I'm going to do is make a folder for Linkwarden. So I'm going to go sudo make dir Linkwarden. We'll go into that, make sure it's empty. It is. We'll make our Docker Compose file. So sudo nano docker compose.yaml. Got this big old Docker Compose file for you. It's on the documentation website. Don't worry, link in the description. We'll go through here. It's going to install Postgres. It's going to use a .env file. Restart as always. Here is the volumes. Now I'm going to change this because I want to make sure I know where it's always going to be. So application, and then we'll go Linkwarden, and then we'll go PG data. These applications. Then we're going to install Linkwarden itself. Again, env file. It's going to have a database URL. You don't have to change any of this stuff right here. Don't worry about it. It's going to use this Postgres password. That's going to be in the env file that I will show you. And then this build says uncomment to build from source. We're not doing that. Pull this image, use port 3000. If you're already using port 3000 on something else on this server, you need to change that. So for an example about the ports, the server I'm installing this on already has Open Web UI on it as a Docker container, and it's using port 3000. So I'm going to get conflicting ports here. So I'm going to change this to 3500, but you change it to whatever you want. Then volumes, we already know we're going to do applications / Linkwarden, then data. We'll go here. It says depends on both Postgres and the search here. It's going to install Miley search. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Then restart, use the env file, and then it's got to have volume as well. So applications / Linkwarden. And then we'll do /Miley data. And what we need to do is we'll take a note here of the volumes we need to create. So we need to do MEI_data. We need to do the just data for Linkwarden. And then if we scroll back here to the top, what was the other one? PG data. Cool. So we will go ahead and save this. So Control X, Y, enter. Let's make our other folders that we, saw we needed to make. So sudo make dir MEILI data. If I can spell it correctly, MEILI data. Oops, we don't need two of them there. Then it'll be his data. And then the last one, PG data. All right, let's see. We have everything good to go. We're there. So we know it needs to use the .env file. So we need to create that now. And the way we do that here is we'll sudo nano.env. Paste this in, and this next auth here, change that if you are using like a domain name behind a reverse proxy or something like that. For this one, we don't need to do that. You don't need to change that at all if you don't want to. We do need to change this secret, master key, and password. And these are all, they should be long. You don't know what they are, can't guess them. And the way you can do that is you can come over and use my password manager here, link in the description below. And I'm going to make these, I'm going to keep them, let's go 30, right? Let's go 30. And uppercase, lowercase, numbers, special characters. Now here's the thing. If you use special characters, you have to surround these passwords in quotes. So I'm going to undo that just so we get rid of any sort of issues with different quotes, right? We'll generate password. So there's my first one. And then I'll just come back over to the Docker Compose. We'll set that as the next auth secret, and then go ahead and do the same for the next two. Go to my site, create a random password, copy and paste it. You're good to go. You do not want these to be the same. You want these to each be different. So I just generated another one, copied it, And then my password generator just makes it so much easier. So easy to do. We have our stuff there. We'll do Control X, Y, enter. And now we should be able to get this installed. So I'm gonna clear this out. We'll go sudo docker compose up -d. Here we go. All right, so let's pull in Postgres, MySearch, and Linkwarden. So after it gets all downloaded, it'll get the network set up, and then it'll get the Docker containers up and running. All right, that finished all up, and you can see it created the network, and then it created 3 containers for us, the Postgres, MySearch, and then the Linkwarden. And it says they're all started and ready to go. I'm gonna refresh my Portainer on the side here and just see, and yep, sure enough, they're all running. Linkwarden right now is starting. Now, something that I'm not sure is gonna work, but we will see. The way you access your site is you're gonna go to the IP address of the site, open up a web browser tab, go to the IP address, and then colon 3000 was the default. Remember, I set mine to 3500, but back in the env file, I forgot to change it from 3000 to 3500. So we'll see if this works for me. Oh, it worked. So here we have enter your credentials or new sign up, and then you can install Linkwarden on your home screen for faster access. We're going to go new sign up and type in your name, username, password, and go ahead and log in. And here you go. We are logged into Linkwarden. I'm not going to go fully through and teach you how to do something, some things here, but all you need to do is click the add a link. You paste the link in there, and then you can do, categories. We have more options right here if you want to do notes, tags. What I suggest you do is go into collections. You can create new collections. What I like to do is the top right, we can click the drop down arrow there. You can do upload a file, even new link, new collection, but we can do new collection. We'll call it Raspberry Pi and create. Think of those as like categories. So now if we create a new link, we can I'll just say hi as a link. And then categories, we can choose Raspberry Pi. We'll create, it's going to error out because I didn't do a link. So we'll do my password manager real quick, creating the link. There we go. So if we go to our dashboard, we can see password generator. We click on that, it'll go right to my password generator. We can go into collections. We can see we have Raspberry Pi collection. We can go in there, see all the links under that. Tags. This thing is really cool. I use this a ton. And I love how it pulls kind of a sort of like picture of it. Tells you the date, the category, all that stuff. You can edit it, pin it to the dashboard, etc. Really, really cool product. Definitely check it out. It's great on the phone. Like I'm just telling you right now, it's great on tablet, phone. I use it all the time. All right, let's get Vaultwarden installed. Like I said, we're going to be using Docker Compose. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make my folder. So I'm going to go sudo make dir, and we'll call this one Vaultwarden. Make sure it's there. It is. So we'll go cd vault. If you don't know, you can start typing the letters of a file or folder and hit tab in Linux, and it'll automatically type the rest of it for you. So we'll clear that out. We're going to make our Docker Compose file. So it's sudo nano docker compose.yaml. And we are going to do this Docker Compose right here. We'll go through it. Link in the description below. Vaultwarden, that's the image it's going to pull. That's the name of the container. It's going to restart unless stopped. If you ever use Portainer, you'll know that when you stop a container manually, it stops with the exit code 0. And I think that's how that reads it here. It's going to restart this container unless its exit code was 0, which means that we purposely stopped it, right? Environment. So you can set your environment variables here if you are doing those. You don't have to, but you can do it if you want. I'm not going to do it for this purposes here. Right here is an important one. Optionally allow, disallow new signups. The default is true. What that means is, are you going to allow new signups for the program? Do you want more people to be able to access this to start saving their own passwords? Most likely that's going to be a no. However, we need to keep that set to true or yes, because we need to be able to sign up ourselves. In theory, what we're going to do is we will sign up our own account. When we're done, we'll go back and run this and set the signups to false, and then it'll close signups for us. So only ourselves will be able to log in. Default says true. We'll leave it for true right now. Mount the data storage. So as always, we'll do applications/Vaultwarden, and then it wants VW data. So we need to remember, we need to go create that folder. I'll make note of that for us. VW, and you can change it to whatever you want here. We'll just keep it VW data, and we'll go here, map port 8000. That's going to allow us to access the program, the web interface, and then the container socket is 3012. So port 8000, you need to make sure that nothing else on the server you're installing this on is using port 8000. I don't think any of my stuff is, but if so, I'm just going to close my containers and I should be fine. However, if you are running this and something else is using 8000, you'll get an error that it can't install, it won't work. You'll just go back here and change this number right here to something else, 8500 or 8888, whatever you want, right? And that should do us here for this. So we'll save it. And now we need to create that folder we just talked about. So we'll sudo make dir vw-data. All right, we got that. Let's go ahead and install this. Compose up -d. So as you can see, I got this error here, and I think it's because of a couple things I missed in the Docker Compose. So let's go back and take a look at our Docker Compose here. I think what we need to do is we actually need to have these uncommented. We need to have these live. So we'll leave that there. We'll do signups and we'll keep these to true like we want. And then we need to get rid of that space. And as you saw, like if I put a space here, you could see, at least in the terminal software I'm using, it says the red thing there. That means it's not valid. So get rid of that. We'll be okay. I think we just needed to do that right there. So we'll do Control X, yes, enter. And then let's try this again. There we go. We just need to uncomment those couple things in the Docker Compose. So I'll make sure to note that when we put it out there. So like I said in other videos, I'll show you the mistakes. We all make mistakes, and it's important that we figure out how to correct them. We did that together. Look at that. That was quick. So we got our container, we got our network. The container says it started. I'm gonna look over in container. I'll refresh and just see, and I have Vaultwarden is running, and we did it to port 8000. Now, if you get an error like this when you access the page, that is because Vaultwarden requires you to set up secure access SSL certificates. And to do that, you need to do reverse proxy. It's all free. You'll use Nginx Proxy Manager. At least that's what I used. Go check out that video I have. It'll walk you through everything there. So I'm going to go make my host right now in Nginx Proxy Manager, and I'll come back and log into Vaultwarden. All right, I got that all set up at Nginx Proxy Manager. And just to show you, here it is. I'll go in super quick, show you the setup. So I did vaultwarden.avistalab.net. That's the name of my home lab here. I'm testing on HTTP is the scheme. And then we have the address to the server and then port 8000. You can check all these off there. And then over in SSL, we need to use the SSL certificate we have set up through Let's Encrypt. Again, check out my video on Nginx Proxy Manager. I show you how to set all of that up. And then we just click save. And now if I go to vaultwarden.avistalab.net, it comes right up. We're good to go to log in. So I'm going to go ahead and get my account created and get logged in. Here we are logged into Vaultwarden. This is a pretty cool little setup, hosting your own password manager, right? So the way I'm going to use it, and the way you should probably use it too, obviously you're going to save passwords for websites. So go ahead and install the Bitwarden browser extension. Yes, I said Bitwarden. So Bitwarden is a service, a paid service that you can use for storing your passwords. Vaultwarden is the same thing essentially, but it's an open source server. However, we can use Bitwarden clients to authenticate and use Vaultwarden. So go get the Bitwarden Chrome extension. That's what I'm using. Whatever extension you need, even if it's for your phone. And the way we set this up is up here. I'm going to click on the Bitwarden extension. At the bottom, it's probably defaulted to bitwarden.com accessing. We want to change this to self-hosted. And here we're going to type in the address to our server. So me, it's https://vaultwarden.avistalab.net. All right. Then we'll click save, environment variable save. Now we actually need to log in. And here we log in with the information that we use to log into Vaultwarden when you just set that account up. So go ahead, enter the email address here, and then it'll ask for the password, get logged in. There. Now you can see I am logged in to my Vault. I've connected the Chrome extension to my Vault here. So what I can do is let's create a new item and we'll just call it tech for good. We're just going to test here. No folder, username, I'll just do a test. Password, you can do whatever. We're just making stuff up. Got no auth key. The website will be s4g.gg and we'll save. Now you can see in our Chrome extension up there, we have that. So now if I go to the website, you can see up here, I can't make it bigger, but at the top here, it says, it has access to the site. If I click it, you can see it, we're tech for good. It's remembering our password. How cool is that? We just set up our own password manager host in our home lab, secure all hours, no site access. We don't have to rely on some company, AKA, not gonna mention, LastPass. Shh, I didn't say that. Data leaks, etc. So that's a really cool project. And, to expand this, if you have the reverse proxy, a Cloudflare container, a Cloudflare tunnel, you could potentially use this remotely without any sort of VPN. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use it with Tailscale. So I'll set up, a Tailscale VPN and I'll be able to access no problem for wherever I go. So I'm happy with this one. And then a side note, if for some reason, you don't want to host your stuff locally, I use 1Password. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can go check that out. I love it. My whole family, we have a family plan, we use it, but yeah, so a couple options there. Do make sure you back this up, because if it fails and you have all your passwords in here, you are done. Like, you don't have access to any of your passwords. So make sure you're backing this stuff up, right? It's not part of this video. I just wanted to show you how to get it installed. I know we didn't install Nginx Proxy Manager on here, but go over to that other video, do that so you can get this up and going. There you go. That's how you install both Linkwarden and Vaultwarden on your Raspberry Pi. Wow, we've turned this little Raspberry Pi 5 8 gig system into a full-fledged, essentially a home lab. We've done a lot of great stuff on it. And if you have any questions, let me know down below. Again, everything you need is in the description. There's links to products, all the Docker Compose files, etc. Do me a quick favor. This year, we're trying to hit 10,000 subscribers on the channel. So hit that sub button and let me know down in the comments below how many subscribers are on the channel the day you watch this video. All right, y'all, take care. And until next time, stay safe, have fun, and keep doing good.